In my last video, I showed you how to build this lightweight IT onboarding workflow using Google Forms, Google Sheets, and AppScript. And this is really beneficial for your business if you're already on the Google Workspace ecosystem. We talked about the operational side of onboarding, which was separating the intake from fulfillment, keeping internal tracking with IT, and creating better onboarding visibility across your whole process. But one thing I didn't show you was the actual workflow running. So in this video, I want to quickly walk you through the process from start to finish and show you what happens after the manager submits the onboarding request. We're not going to go into the full build again. I just want to show you the operational flow in action so you can see how the onboarding moves through the process. So let's get to it. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Automation Desk YouTube channel. For those who don't know me yet, my name is Will with Low Code Systems, and for those who are returning viewers of the channel, we appreciate your support. And so right here, I have the new hire IT setup request form. Like we talked about it before, it can be placed in your internal website, or it can be sent by HR or whoever is doing the onboarding from the HR side. So that form gets then sent to the hiring manager to submit the IT request. But it also depends on how your process is set up because it may be different. What the first thing we need to do is the manager gets this form, they open it, they hit submit, and we have the form, which is new hire IT request, and we have a small description. You can always change this up, click next. And the first thing we're going to be filling up is who is being onboarded. So let's use myself for example. And you select the start date of when this is taking place. So let's say they're getting onboarded in 2 weeks. That way your IT is not scattering around trying to get all this equipment. You need time to get fulfillment of the laptop and everything, maybe ship it. So it's always good practice to have a policy to submit this request 2 weeks in advance at least. So what we're going to be saying is we're going to be onboarding June 8th. That gives us roughly about 3 weeks. And then I have a certain departments here. I just added a few, but this can always be customized to how many departments you have, or you can customize this however you want. So I'm going to be selecting IT. Then next thing is going to be the job title of the person coming in. So for me, it's going to be IT support analyst. And now we're going to need the manager's name. So let's say it's going to be me again, and manager email. So that's going to be my email. Make sure that the email they're putting in here, it's valid, because this is the field that the automation is going to grab and send the manager updates through the process, and also an update letting them know that the IT request has been received. So this field is really important for them to make sure they put in the correct email. Then they have the option to choose whether this person is being onboarded remote or on site. If it's remote, they click next, and it's going to get them to put in an address. So they can put in the address in here, then next, and it's going to get to the primary device needed. But quickly, I want to go back and show you what happens if they select on site. If they select on site, they hit next, and this changes the logic of the form in the back end. And based on their selection, it either gets them to put in the address or select the work location or office where they'll be working from. So let's say we're going to be working from the Houston office, click next. And the same thing for the primary device. If you choose laptop, it hits what preferred operating system they want. The same thing for desktop. So let's go ahead and select laptop. Then we're going to select Windows. And you can always customize this as well. The next part is going to be what hardware the IT department is going to need to prepare. So let's say they're going to need a monitor, a docking station, keyboard and mouse, work phone. You can always customize this if a work phone is needed. And for example, you have a carrier like AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, you can customize the logic of the form. When they hit yes, then it has them select, okay, I need T-Mobile, I need this, I need that, right? Then if you have any special requirements for the equipment, and obviously you can add more equipment here, like a headset, whatever they're going to need. Click next. And now we want to check what accounts and applications they need access to, right? So obviously they're going to need Google Workspace, they're going to need Slack. If you use Teams, you can put in Teams, VPN access, right? If they need a VPN access or not. These are multiple choice, but this one, I have them as check marks because you can select many. Then we're going to select what software their access they're needed, right? So you can select both of them or just one, depending on what access they need. And obviously this also can be customized. You can add as many options as you want. And the shared drive access, you can also customize this, whether, let's say they need HubSpot, do they need basic user level access, depending on the license, you can create the logic in the back end. Now for the shared drive access, you can also select as many as you want. So for us, it's IT. So we're just going to be selecting IT. You can go ahead and put in a special access notes if any are needed. Hit next. If you have any notes or special setup, you can put them in here. And then we select the urgency. It's a low, medium, high. High is probably like, okay, it's coming within the next 2 days or something like that. Medium, okay, within 2 weeks, and low, maybe longer. And if you have any additional comments, you can put them in here. And as you can see, the ones with the red little asterisk, there are required fields. Let's go ahead and hit submit, and I'm going to show you what happens next. So the next thing that's going to happen is as soon as you hit submit on that form, it's going to send an email to the IT department, letting them know, okay, we have a new IT onboarding request, the name. This email is customized on the script. That's why you see it like this. You can obviously adjust the color, adjust the fonts, bigger, smaller, however you want. You just have to adjust the code. And it has a small description of the status. To begin onboarding preparation, it has a few sections: employee information, equipment requirement, software access, additional setup, and all these fields are grabbed from the form. So let's go back to my inbox. And then on top of that, there's also an email sent to the hiring manager. So it tells them the onboarding request has been received, and it lets them know that the equipment, software access, account setup, onboarding preparation will begin preparing. It gives the name of the new hire, startup date, and the status. These 2 emails can be customized. Okay, let's move into the next part, which is going to be the Google Sheets. So as you can see, we have this Google Sheets with the fields. I have the new hire here. We have the start date. We have all the fields that are grabbed from the form. Then the important thing that I want to show you is the status field. As soon as this requests come in, this sheet is going to be accessed only by IT or certain people that need visibility to this information. When the request comes in, the default status is set to new, but we have a few triggers. So let's say we change the status to shipped. It also sends an email letting them know that the device has been shipped. The same thing for if the device is not being shipped but is ready for first day, so they're going to be in the office. IT will just select first day, is going to send them another email letting them know, okay, hey, this is ready for your first day, is ready for pickup. So this is another email that gets sent. And so IT setup ready, the IT is ready for the new first day, so you can go pick it up. So when this request gets completed, there's also a notification that gets sent out through the email. As you see, onboarding completed, and it lets them know that this request has been completed. And this is it. This is the whole flow from beginning to end, which is really beneficial to keep you organized, to keep everything flowing and nothing gets forgotten. You know, a new person comes in on their first day, they don't have their equipment ready, it looks bad. So this will help you stay organized, especially is going to have some cost benefits if you're already on the Google Workspace ecosystem. Now you can totally set this up yourself, but if you want the ready to deploy version with the onboarding form, operational tracker, automation script, status, workflow, and the deployment guide, this will eventually be available through the local market, which is something we're still finishing up behind the scenes. But for right now, if you like early access, want help implementing this, or want something customized for your business, you can reach out to us at localsystems.com. The links will be in the description below, so make sure you check them out. And if you want more videos around onboarding systems, workflow automation, IT operations, and other operational builds like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you like this video. Again, thank you so much for the support on the channel. We almost are hitting 500 subscribers. I really appreciate your support. My name is Will with Local Systems, and I'll see you on the next one.